So welcome back to All Stars and the latest video interview. People involved with the All Stars weekend, and delighted to be joined by one of the ninth team, you could say. It's one of our match officials, referee Nathan Ormond. Nathan, thanks for joining us here today.
Pleasure to be here with you, Craig.
Pleasure is all ours. I say that the referees, the kind of the ninth team of the weekend, they do kind of get, it's not just as All Stars, but in hockey in general, the official kind of get forgotten about, but an important part of the weekend, and no different to All Stars.
Yeah, it's good. I think for us, it's a great thing to be involved in, and it's a chance to be able to give back a little bit as well. I think for the guys I know who've done it, like myself, Hugh Polton and Andrew Jarvis, in the last few years, we all say the same kind of thing. We look forward to it the most every year, and it never disappoints, and hopefully we never disappoint, and we'll make a good team together.
Yeah. So how did the All Stars come about for you? How was your first? I was going to say roped in is probably the wrong thing, but maybe the right thing.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think when it was. I think this is my fifth iteration of doing it now, and Kelly Coles was the main instigator there, and bringing in, because obviously the Cardiff connection is there, and Kelly won't like to say it, even though she is a little bit older than me. We did grow up almost together as well, being around ice rinks. So when it came back to Cardiff, because I knew I'd had a little time in Sheffield, then she got in touch, and I jumped at the chance then. And I think the first time I did it, there was a shortage. I think there was only 2 or 3 of us to start the weekend off. I think I remember doing 9 games in a row straight because no one else was here for it. But we've been fully stocked ever since, which is a good thing.
Yeah. How quickly did you realize it's not just any other charity tournament?
As soon as I arrived at the rink, to be honest, you see all of the teams there, and the fundraising they do is amazing, but then that intensity they have for it as well, I think that's part of how good their fundraising is. So they show that intensity then on the ice, and you can see that these people are driven to get as much as they can for the charities, and it means so much to them. And then it meant so much to us as an official, like to be involved in it as well. It always gives me a sense of pride, I think, that I'm involved in it. And like you say, we are that sort of ninth team that to help it all go along as well as it does.
Yeah. And the games as they are, for people who don't know, they're kind of 18-minute games. The players change every minute or so. I think it's there's 3 lines, so it's constant change. Penalty shots for penalties, so it's a fast moving game, and obviously keeps you on your toes, but it helps the action flow along as well.
Yeah, I think the way they set it up with the 3 different in the lines as well, so you've got your 3 different ability levels, I think that works perfectly well as well. So you're not getting one team who are really getting scores run up on them and then the games get silly kind of thing. I think every game keeps that competitive edge because you've got 2 fairly even match lines on the ice at every changeover, and I think that makes the weekend go well as well, because even somebody who's never watched the sport before can come in and watch it, and they can be entertained by it all. And it's not like some of the more amateur or recreational games you may go and watch where they can be one-sided or there can be no entertainment in them. It's got that level of entertainment because it's competitive, and I think teams are well balanced.
Yeah, and as again for people who haven't seen it, so your first lines always play against each other, so they're the established players, and then your kind of middling players are on line 2, and then your complete beginners are kind of first or second year players, but they're always playing against players of a similar experience and ability. So like you say, it's always well matched, and obviously you guys help kind of facilitate the action as it goes.
Yeah, it's easy for us in that way, that it's not like a normal game. The little bit of booings around there, we're still always going to be pantomime villains to a lot of people, but I think we initiate and bring ourselves in with the teams a little bit more as well, and we have more of a laugh with them. It's a lot more relaxed from that side. On like the officiating side, we're just there to drop pucks around really and try and get out of people's way, and the occasional penalty shot.
Yeah. Do you officiate? Do you call a game differently? So for kind of each line, so the better players will get kind of proper refereeing, and then you'll kind of rein it in and rein it in for the.
Yeah, you've got to understand you've got to make allowances for certain people as well, because there's points on when the the lower lines come out that there's players there who maybe even it's their first time on ice. Some of them have got different issues and things then. So you've got to make allowances. You've got to understand that there's going to be falls, there's going to be bumps, there's people knocking into each other, because obviously we play a lot of it's non-contact through there as well. There's no hitting involved in it. But there's going to be collisions, and you've got to understand that the lower the ability, the more collisions are going to happen. Sometimes it's getting the players to understand that as well, really, because we understand as officials it's going to happen, but maybe they're not really understanding their level and thinking, "Oh, that guy's just run me over." It's like, "Oh no, we just can't stop."
Yeah. Aye. So you mentioned about having fun. So as well as the players, obviously you must get a lot of enjoyment and pleasure out of the weekend. Just being part of it.
Yeah, it is. I think it's like I said. I think we look forward to it as officials. Like it's always in the off season, so people have wound down and players have done their finals and everything else. But people get up for this as well, and we do. I feel proud that I get invited back to do it every year. I know Hugh and Andrew, and Jason obviously is involved in it as well, Kelly's husband. But I know Hugh and Andrew are they're very proud to be invited back year on and year in as well. And yeah, it's almost like an achievement kind of thing. It's you've done a decent job if they've asked you to come back.
Have you back? Yeah. So from yeah, say it's number 5 for you this year. From what the tournaments you've watched and the events you've been part of, what to you makes an all-star?
Hmm. I think the way it's all put together. I think as well. I think the way that the committee have set this up to run attracts the right kind of people into it. That sort of makes sense. And everybody that I've been involved with and seen in around the rink has got that same sort of commitment and passion to something that's run completely by amateur people. It's put together so well. Like like we've been to many conference finals in the juniors. We've been to England Development Council. We've done all these things as well, and they have done this for a long, long time. And I don't think they still get it just as right as how well this All Stars works, and it runs so well. Like just even timings and things like that. We're never at the rink 3 hours later than we should be. We're never waiting for teams to come on. It's run so well by amateur people. Like I can't give them enough credit for what they do behind the scenes to make what we do on the ice seem easy.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you. It's a fantastic event to be part of, and like yourself, when you kind of get the call to say, "Would you like to?" and it's kind of a no-brainer when they ask, isn't it?
Yeah, not 100%. I look forward to it every year. I think we even get to the point where we start badgering Kelly a little bit. Then of like, "Oh, you haven't mentioned anything to us yet. Are we still around this year? Is it still going to be us?" And she does. Then I think through gritted teeth, like, "Yeah, of course you come back this year."
Yeah. The teams, obviously the fundraising part of it, the games. If there was somebody listening to this series and kind of they want a summer hockey fix, like you say, you've explained, it's the level's not kind of league hockey or whatever, but it's entertaining, it's fun. If you wanted to kind of give somebody the nudge to make them come down to the arena at the end of July, how would you sell it to them?
I think what you're getting value for money. You're coming in, especially in Cardiff. There's quite a few ex-Devils players. There's quite a few legends as well who turn up and play there. There's players with names up in the rafters who come and play. You've got Mo coming all the time. Ian Cooper's been there as well the last few years. And I think even like casual fans who've started watching the Devils the last couple of years, they need to come and see these people and see where it's come from and see what they can do as well. They can pick this up. They can do this next year. They could be the next round of All Stars if you're coming in and watching it. It gives you that enthusiasm and that chance to go and play hockey. And I think that's it. I think there's a missing part that you're just there to watch it. You're just there to watch it. You're not. It's something you can come and watch and then get involved in.
Yeah, yeah, and numerous of the players we've talked to, their first experience, like you say, was come to watch, and then they kind of started getting more involved, and then they put their name down, and once they're in a team, and then it kind of, we've said to a few people, kind of once you're in, All Stars kind of doesn't let you go. Yeah, you're in
No,
until you don't want to be in anymore.
it seems like a massive family environment. Like the way the teams are, they're all sharing locker rooms, they're all sharing spaces to get changed and stuff. It is a big camaraderie. They all go out together. We have that kind of thing. We get invited out as well. We're out with them as well, and it is such a social event. And if you are looking to get into the sport, I think it's an ideal way.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. And for anybody listening, it's the Vindico Arena, Cardiff, 29th and 30th of July. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. There's social event on a Friday night as well. So check out the All Stars website and socials, and we look forward to seeing the teams, including Team Stripes with yourself, Nathan, and the guys taken to the ice in Cardiff. Thanks for your time talking about All Stars, and we'll look forward to seeing you in July.
Thanks, Craig. I'll see you soon.